So in this lesson, we're going to put some sockets on our hooks up here, and then, if depending on what you have in your game, hang some hats up here. And let me figure out where my top hat is. Oh, it's in the floor, isn't it? I think I must have put it up and it fell down. So, you should have a hook inside your game that's in the wall, and you should look at mine. So it's a hook, modern. It's in our course prefabs, hooks right there. And make sure you line it up on your wall. Either wall's fine. And then we're going to get some hats. So these are under course library, prefabs, objects, hats, and any hat you want to bring out. And I set those on my little coffee table below my hooks here. Okay, so we're going to go to our hook modern, or whichever hook you chose, and we're going to create an empty. So you're going to be doing this quite a bit when you're making video games, creating empty objects and then making them children of other objects and then using them in your game. Let me see about that top hat. Is it going to fall or fall on the table? Yeah, so let's take a look at that top hat. For some reason it seems to just be sitting there. Um, so you're going to be creating empty game objects and using them for all sorts of stuff when you start doing video games. So also to organize your projects. So maybe we'll do that at the end of this one. So anyway, you're going to right click, create empty, and that makes it a child of the hook modern. And you're going to go ahead and create an X socket interactor. And let's take a look at our top hat mouse collider. So anyway, you're going to create it. You're going to name it socket. So you're going to create empty from the this one. Create empty. You're going to name it socket or whatever you want to name it. I guess you could name it bowl. And I think it has a sphere collider on it anyway. If not, you're going to have to put one on. Or maybe what this happens when we do this one. But anyway, you need to once you do this, you need to get a X socket interactor. So again, we're adding components down here. While you're clicked on the socket, you're going to click, and there it is. Just start typing XR socket, or you can just type socket, and then click on it. So from there, we're going to with this sphere collider, we're going to edit the, let's zoom in on this, the sphere collider. So if you click on this, you can then edit it, making it bigger, smaller, moving it, rotating it. Mine's pretty big. And you can move it out some, rotate it, scale it. You can also scale it from here and move some of the things there. But so we're going to create that sphere collider. So our whatever thing we starting with our hooks, we can hang on it. And from there, we're going to right click on this one again and We're going to create empty again. And this is going to be called our attach point. And I don't quite know why my mirror is inside here. I don't think I want it in there. Let me undo that and see. I don't think I need it there. Okay, so now we have this is a child of the hook monitor, and this is now a child of the socket. So with this, we want to go into global. I'm sorry, local. So you're going to click on this and go into local, and then you're going to rotate this hook, looking at it, of course, from this position, and then rotate it until it's, in this case, I want it sticking out. Now this can all vary depending on what you're going to be doing with your sockets. So in this case, I'm hanging something on it. I could be moving something up to it and attaching it or hitting it or something like that. So in this case, I want it sticking out. I want my socket sticking out so that I can hang my hat on it. So I want to hang my hat on that thing, so I want it sticking out. Let's see if I got that right, if it's going to fall. No, it's still hanging. I need to fool around with that so I can see it sort of move some. Stop the game. So make sure you get your attach point, rotate this until this is sticking out because we want it sticking out so we can then hang our hat on it. You can try doing this with the controllers. The only problem is we're going to need to make some changes because if we go pick up this hat, well, now it's here. Now we can try to walk up and put it on there. Maybe we'll try that, but yeah, that could be pretty hard. So and then getting it up, yeah. If you have a Oculus Quest, and I think I showed this on the video that's already in the lesson 7. If you have a Quest, when you grab it, you can then come up here and it'll go off your control, and it will then you can just drop it on there. And the other thing I think I'm going to change is I don't want this thing replacing my controller. I don't know if I'd have this happening in all of them. Yeah. So I think even that's on my controller. Yeah, so I want to keep my controller in there, so I'm not going to have it disappear like we do with the suggestion. The other thing we could do is in the initial lesson, they had it so that the controller would hold it out away. So that way when you clicked on it, it would still be on your ray, and then you could probably go drop it. So I think I'll try that with one of my scenes and maybe post it this week, where if you just have a simulator where you can and then hang it with the Oculus, either Rift or the Quest 2. I have a video up and I'll put it up again where you can see it's pretty easy just to go and drop it. Some of you have been sent a couple emails about issues with which buttons to push. That is all experience. So the grab buttons, I think, is the inside button on your controller. So, but the main thing you want to do is get used to this controller, and that means you're just trying it. So if you have a headset, you're just practicing and practicing, which is the reason I made these lessons a little bit slower, so you can get used to using it. Much harder to use the XR simulator, but you still are building a VR game. It's just similar, just simulates a headset, but it can't do all of the functions because we're using a mouse. So anyway, go ahead and get the lesson done. You can drop it physically on your hook if you want to, and maybe put a couple sockets on the game and hang some hats and stuff on there. And when you're done, just submit an image of your game with your hats hanging on it. And you can hang them physically if you have a simulator. But if you have a headset, I want you to practice going out and dropping them up there. So you get used to doing that. Anyway, we'll probably have another lesson this week too, but I want to go pretty slow because some of you are still getting just used to using either the simulator or the headset, and it's just practice. So, and each time you use it, you'll be a little more familiar and more proficient with it.